One of your goals for 2025 is to run a half marathon, but you've never run more than a mile in your life. For the next week, I'm going to be giving my tips and tricks on how to run a half marathon in 2025. Today is day 3, and we are going to talk about all things mindset and motivation. Training for a half marathon and running it is obviously a huge physical challenge, but it's also a really big mental challenge. Some of my tips to push through those blockers or push through those days where you're like, I cannot run. Number 1 is to identify your why. It doesn't matter what your why is. My why for running a full marathon was simply for the bragging rights. I always thought people who ran marathons were super cool, and I wanted to be one of them. Whatever your why is, identify it, set it as your lock screen, write it down every single day, put it on a sticky note in the mirror. Connecting back to your why every single time you go on a run is going to be so helpful. Number 2, that first mile is a lie. When you go set out on that run that you did not want to do and that first mile sucks, it's only going to be the first mile. You will likely hit a runner's high at some point. So let that first mile be shitty, let it be awful, let it be terrible. But keep going because it probably will get better. Get really good at visualizing crossing the finish line. How is that going to feel? What are the emotions that you're going to have? Try to channel that every single time you finish a run. Give yourself grace if you miss a run. Don't scrap the whole thing or say, I can't do it anymore because I missed a run. Just pick back up the next day. You will not lose fitness if you miss 1, 3, 5, 7, 10 runs in your training plan, especially if you're sick. Take care of your body first. Lastly, remember that you get to run. Not everybody can run, and it is such a privilege to be able to move our bodies in that way. Instead of I have to run today, it's I get to run today. See you guys tomorrow for day 4.